You are listening to Huddling with the Herd on KYNT, a weekly recap of Yankton High School athletics. Huddling with the Herd is brought to you in part by Mount Marty University, At the Bar, FNBO, Avera, Parker Hannafin, Olson's Pest Technicians, Farmers Union Insurance, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Vision Care Associates, Explorers Credit Union, Slowy Management, Mason Schramm and the Move Group, MT&RC Smith Insurance, Triple Time Rudy's, Vision Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, Yankton Medical Clinic, the UPS Store, Hy-Vee, First Chiropractic Centers, Pizza Ranch, and Missouri River Associates. Now, broadcasting live from KYNT Studios, it's Huddling with the Herd with KYNT Sports Director Brayden Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on a snowy Saturday morning in Yankton, South Dakota. This is Huddling with the Herd, talking Yankton Bucks and Gazelles athletics from the past week. We got Bucks and Gazelles basketball on tap. They just played Harrisburg last night in a doubleheader. We'll talk Bucks hockey, Yankton gymnastics, and then also Bucks and Gazelles wrestling, who are out west in Rapid City. Managed to beat the Storm out west and competing in a couple different events out in Rapid. But we're going to kick things off right away and get the ball rolling with Yankton Gazelles basketball here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We got head coach Blake Savvy in here live, as well as assistant coach Jill Muth, and all is right in the world again on Huddling with the Herd. A Muth is in the booth. So thank you both for braving the elements this morning and coming in to talk.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Kind of a wild morning out there. There's a lot of snow.
Yeah, I did not do a great job of actually knocking the snow off my car, so I was driving a little dangerous with how much was on my hood, but luckily did not get pulled over.
It's just South Dakota, yeah. That's South Dakota driving in the winter.
Had to find a way to get here and get here on time. But once again, thank you both for coming in. 1-1 on the season are the Yankton Gazelles, so we'll just get right into that. A loss last night to Harrisburg, 60-38 final score. September Rao ends up with 16 points and 4 assists to lead the Gazelles there. Had 10 points in the second quarter to kind of close that gap before halftime, but end up Harrisburg pulls away in the end. I think it was a 19-point run to start the second half that really pulled things away for them. But as a head coach, what did you see from your team last night that you can use to build forward as you go on early on the season here, only the second game?
Yeah, I think you got to look at that. There's about a 90-minute or 90-second stretch there to end the first half that I think we really want to look at and just kind of show, they ended up having to call a timeout with a minute left in the first half, and that's not a spot a coach would like to burn a timeout, right? But we finally kind of got into them and pressured them a little bit there, and they didn't handle it very well, and that's kind of, who we want to be, right? But outside of that 90-second stretch, we were kind of missing that the rest of the game. I felt like that aggressiveness on defense and on offense, we just had a tough time finding it last night, and that is something that will be a really good learning lesson for our girls and us coaches going forward for the rest of the season is, not making that a opponent by opponent thing. We can't last Friday come out and be really aggressive and energetic and just kind of all over the place on defense, and then new opponent this week, and so we kind of changed the tone a little bit. That has to be who we are each and every night. And so, I think we kind of leave that one feeling like we let them off the hook a little bit and didn't really make them play our style.
And you talk about aggressiveness, that stretch in the second, late in the second quarter. I don't want to just talk about September Rao for 10, 15 minutes with you guys, but she really was a catalyst for that. 4 for 6 from 3. Some of them were probably a little deeper than coaches like their players to take threes, but she was able to hit them and get 16 points out of it. So I felt like she was kind of that catalyst, like I said, for the aggressiveness.
Yeah, I think she did a really good job using her speed at times last night when I felt like we were not doing that as a team. She was pushing the ball up the court in transition, and it got all the way to the rim a few times. And then, she was finding shots and making them last night. And so on a night where offensively we were kind of stagnant, I felt like, and just not really getting into a lot of action, especially organized action, she was attacking. She was finding some shots from the outside, and she was converting at a really high rate. And so, is that something that night in and night out we want to see, like those deep threes and all the things? No, but if we don't have anything going, she was somebody out there trying to create something. And so that was it was a very good night by her. And then also with that, adding 4 assists to it and just trying to get the ball moving and get it distributed. I think she did a really good job just being a catalyst on a night where we really didn't have one out there at that point. And so she pushed the tempo, used her speed, found shots and made shots. And so she did have a very good night offensively.
Kind of want to switch focus to the sub-varsity level for a second. I know, Coach Muth, you work with the sub-varsity as well. But I want to talk about one player who kind of impressed just watching the sub-varsity games before we went live on our pregame, and then also the stats show it. Isabel Sheldon played really well, I thought, between JV and the C game last night. She had 16 points between the two games, 13 rebounds. That seems like a player who seems to be willing and able to go and get boards for you guys.
Yeah, she just has a nose for a rebound. This is an old school, player, but she's like a Dennis Rodman. Like, she just goes and gets every rebound. Like, she's going to sacrifice and whoever's in her way and whatever. She just wants to, she just wants to go get a rebound. So she is a lot of fun to watch play on when she's rebounding, and she just gets after it. She plays hard. She, I think, led our JV in rebounds. And then, in the sophomore game, she kind of had to play a few different positions and roles for us because we had some kids get hurt. It was kind of a crazy night for our sophomore team. And so she's kind of a post player, and a couple times she was bringing the ball up the floor for us against the press just because we had some of our guards get hurt and we were a little thin at that spot, and she was willing to do whatever was asked of her. But she is a girl that gets after it and plays hard all the time.
Another player to talk about is someone who makes their impact felt at the varsity level too, coming off the bench. But Tyan Bestie had 16 points and 4 steals in the JV game, which Yankton won that JV game 48-39 over Harrisburg. So that's a good sign towards the future of the program, getting a decent win there by 9 points. And then, like I said, Bestie, 16 points and 4 steals. She was all over the place for you.
Yeah, she's really athletic. She's a fun kid to watch. She's got speed, kind of like Coach Stabby talked about with September, having speed and taking advantage of that tie. And same thing, she is just so fast, and she gets out on the wing, and we get her the ball, and she finishes, and she's a lot of fun to watch. And she's, we've got 3 young freshman guards that have done a really nice job and have stepped up and are doing really good things for us. And they're all 3 fun to watch in different ways. They all have different skills and different things that they're good at. But yeah, Tyan had a really good night last night for the JV. She knocked in some threes for us, and she is just being so fast and tall. Being 5'7", 5'8". She's a little bit taller than some of our other guards, and she defends so hard. She just is so quick and jumps and athletic, and she's going to be a really fun one to coach and watch the next few years. You
mentioned those 3 freshman guards. I assume rounding out that trio is Brenna Elwood and Jordan Kudera.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two both are off to a great start to the year, too. Those 3 girls last year when they came up after Christmas as 8th graders worked their way into a little bit of some JV time. And so, they're taking some time to get comfortable at that varsity level, I think. But they are 3 really good players and 3 kids that have good heads on their shoulders and are just going to come out and work hard because that's what they do. They don't know any different. They just want to work hard and get after it. And they get after it in practice, and they get after our older kids in practice, and it's going to make us all better because, we are playing hard and getting after it in practice.
All right, switching back to, I guess, both levels, all levels are going to Sioux Falls, Washington on Tuesday. Finally, the first road game. You were scheduled to go to Huron last Tuesday. Some inclement weather kind of put the kibosh on that one, but now you're going to Sioux Falls, Washington. First true road test for your team. How are you feeling heading into that one on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think we have to have a really good practice on Monday, clean some things up, and get ourselves just kind of organized and going into some confidence again on the defensive and offensive side. And one thing that we're really going to we'll meet with our captains Monday morning, and we're going to get some good feedback from them about, last week's just week of practices, how they felt. Is there anything that we need to put some extra focus on Monday going into another game day? But we know that they're going to come out and they're going to have a full court press. That should, again, like we talked about our girls, we got to really switch that mentality. When we can put 5 guards in the court, a press is nothing to be worried about. It's an advantage to us. It gives us an opportunity to then go flip the script and use our speed and go get some layups. And so really just cleaning that up tomorrow so that they feel organized, they're in the right spot, and feel good about attacking it. And then defensively, again, really just resetting the mindset. We have to be able to go into, whether Sioux Falls, Washington is ranked 3rd in the state or 18th in the state, our style of basketball and getting up in the full court and playing some pressure defense dictates the style that they play. And we don't need to go in and let every opponent dictate how we play. We can start to set the tempo and the tone and dictate the style of basketball that's going to be played that night. But it just kind of is a mindset shift that we just have to work on, that not being a sometimes thing. It needs to be an every night thing, and we'll get there. It's something that us coaches have to reflect on. How can we continue to carve and shape practices a little bit differently to create more and more competitive opportunities so that we feel very comfortable in that role. But I think it's another really good opportunity for our girls to step up to that matchup and just say, all right, you are ranked number 3 in the state. Let's make sure you get our best shot, and then let's see what happens. Not kind of beat ourselves before the ball is tipped off, but we're coming to give you our best shot, and then let's see what happens.
And obviously with that on Tuesday, has anybody checked the weather forecast? How are we looking to get to Sioux Falls?
I have checked. It's a high of about 38 that day. So
I was like, even
no snow. I didn't see much of a chance of snow that day. So Tuesday I thought looked like it's hopefully. I mean, it seems like we're only getting storms on Saturday right now.
Good, perfect. Because even yesterday when the snow started to come down a little more around noon and we had the winter weather advisory, it's like, all right, is Harrisburg going to make it down here for this? But luckily we actually had some basketball last night. That was fun to get back out there. I assume after a week off, your team was ready to get out there too. So hopefully everything goes well Tuesday. We'll be up traveling with you guys. I'll be on the call for that one up in Sioux Falls, Washington. So good luck on Tuesday to both of you, and thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Brayden.
Yeah, thank you. Go Gazelles.
That was head coach Blake Savvy for Yankton Gazelles basketball and assistant coach Joe Muth here on KYNT and KYN-TV. When we come back, we're going to talk Bucks basketball. We have the post-game interview from last night's loss to Harrisburg with head coach Chris Haynes. Back in a couple minutes, KYNT, KYN-TV.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
At Mount Marty University, students get real support and real opportunities.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm a business major at Mount Marty University. The professors here at Mount Marty are just amazing. They're very good about supporting me through future internships and jobs that they try and line me up with, and they also provide real life experiences in the classroom through projects and speakers and things like that.
Start your journey online at mountmarty.edu.
At the Bar is the bar for sports fans. With coverage of NFL, college football favorites, Yankton High School action, and NHL hockey too. Open 7 days a week. Bring in your crew, grab a table, and take in all the action surrounded by fans who love the game as much as you do. The energy's better, the company's great, and the beverages are cold. Just the way game day should be. You can watch the game anywhere, but real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
The holidays are a time to reflect on what matters most. At Parker of Yankton, we are powered by the hard work of our employees, the loyalty of our customers, and the support of our community. Together, we're engineering success like never before. Looking to start the new year with a career where you're valued and appreciated? Join the Parker team today. Visit parker.com to apply. From all of us at Parker of Yankton, thank you for making this year unforgettable.
Parker, engineering your success.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Parker of Yankton.
Rodents want to make your home their home. Pesky invaders go in search of warm housing and food for the winter. An invasion of rodents can be costly and can contribute to disease and contamination of products. So trust the experts to keep them out. Olson Pest Technicians is family-owned with over 80 years of experience. Even the toughest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN TV as I had to scarf down my slice of Pizza Ranch pizza there. Came back from as we were coming back from break. Big thank you to Pizza Ranch for providing pizza this morning for Huddling with the Herd. Coaches always appreciate it when they come in and get a little bit of pepperoni pizza breakfast on a Saturday. We do things weird around here, but I digress. Also, should mention that Huddling with the Herd is presented by Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, discover the difference at explorerscu.com. So we're going to talk about Yankton Bucks basketball now. 54-46 loss to Harrisburg last night for the Bucks. Austin Conway led the charge, 12 points for him. Old school basketball as well, all from basically either the right or left block for his 12 points. Jackson Kudera added 11 for the second leading scorer in the Bucks loss. A late comeback there for Yankton. Was definitely able to get the offense going much more in the second half. They trailed 27-12 at the halftime break. Final score ends up being 54-46. So if you do that math, Harrisburg scored 27 in both halves, while Yankton had 12 in the first half and 34 in the second half, outscoring Harrisburg in that second half of play. Junior varsity was a 57-44 loss for the Bucks. Harrisburg swept the sub-varsity matches as well. Sophomores game ended 46-34 in favor of Harrisburg. The freshman A game 58-40, and the freshman B game 56-44, both in favor of Harrisburg. The Bucks will host Sioux Falls, Washington on Tuesday for their next game. And before we close the book on Harrisburg last night, we're actually going to play our post-game interview with head coach Chris Haynes from last night's broadcast immediately following that loss to Harrisburg. We'll go to that interview now here on KYNT.
Coach, it really felt like a tale of two halves today. 27-12 at the break. You end up outscoring Harrisburg by, I believe, 7 in the second half there. Ends up being a 54-48 final, or 46 final, excuse me, here in the Summit. But what was the halftime locker room like to really get the offense going in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we obviously came out to a cold start, which is not what you want opening Friday night. You know, you'd hope that you had some energy and feed off the crowd and you can get off to a nice start, but that didn't happen to us tonight. Credit to Harrisburg, they got off to a good start. And then, but, you know, our guys battled back. We were down 12-0, and then I think we scored the next 10 points to make it 12-10. And then, yeah, we just, you know, didn't get a lot done there in the second quarter. And, you know, Harrisburg had a pretty good lead at halftime. And then, you know, second half, I thought, you know, all game we did some nice things offensively. Getting some shots and getting some things we wanted. Obviously, we got to do a better job defensively. But, you know, you got to give Harrisburg credit. They're hard to guard. You know, they can spread you out. You know, I said it before. If you got the hardest thing to guard, I think, is if you got 5 guys that can all shoot it, they can all put it on the floor. They got good quickness. They're good passers. and their motion stuff is hard to guard. So, they did a nice job, and but credit to our guys for battling. We got down, I think, 20 in the second half, and our guys kept playing and battling and kept competing, so we're proud of them for that.
And competing to the last whistle, I mentioned it's probably something you're going to appreciate in film, or someone in the coaching staff at least will appreciate in film. But 10 seconds left, you're down 10, still going for a steal. Owen gets it out to Jackson Kudera for a bucket there to cut it down to 8. But you mentioned playing until the final whistle there, still trying with a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our guys showed their character tonight there in the second half. Could have rolled over and got ran completely out of the gym, and they didn't do that. They kept playing, and we got better. We did some nice things in the second half, and we got obviously getting the ball inside to Austin was huge for us, and he either made some moves or made some baskets, or at least the defense had to go help, and then we were able to get some open looks off of that. So we'll keep growing. We'll keep getting better. Obviously, we got first taste of it, and Harrisburg's a really good team. They exposed some stuff for us that we got to work on. But not a lot of time to work. Turn around, and you got Sioux Falls, Washington here on Tuesday night, and then at Sioux Falls, Lincoln on Friday. So it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
You got a little bit of a gauntlet right out of the gate here, and I appreciate that you brought up Austin Conway there, because it felt like a clash of styles. Harrisburg felt very modern basketball. They were working for the 3-ball, working off of screens, working off of motion, and getting their shooters open. And then Austin Conway, for you, ends up being the leading scorer. I don't think he took a shot outside of 6 feet.
Right.
And
he better not take many outside of 6 feet. No, he can obviously do some things inside. For his size, he has great hands and feet, and he has pretty good knowledge and pretty good passer down there too. So he made some plays tonight, which was good to see. And, we got to step up and make some more plays. That's what it comes down to, and on both ends of the floor. I thought our defense at times was a step slow. And, again, like I said, we didn't guard their motion very well. And so we definitely have to shore some things up there. But overall, proud of the effort and the way the guys competed. Just disappointed that, we couldn't come out here and knock off a good team, and especially on the opening Friday night of the season.
Looking ahead to that gauntlet next week, starts on Tuesday. Sioux Falls, Washington here. It's a home game for you guys. So what are you expecting there against the Warriors?
They're another super talented team. They're deep, they're athletic, they're fast. They got a big kid that moved in. It's supposedly pretty good. We'll have to watch him on film tonight. They played Sioux Falls Lincoln tonight, so we'll have to get a look at that game film and try to put the game plan together to come back out here and hopefully end up on the right side of one of these.
And I believe, checking that score, I believe Lincoln ended up winning by 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Kids are going to love that one, but a close game.
Right, yeah. And, and most people got Lincoln as preseason number 1, and Washington's playing them right down to the wire. And that's, not surprising to me, because I just know how talented Washington is. So, like I said, there's no time to feel sorry for yourselves. You got to kind of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back at it.
Big thank you to head coach Chris Haynes on KYNT and KYN-TV for speaking to us after last night's game. Ends up being a loss against the Harrisburg Tigers. The Bucks fall to 0-1. They host Sioux Falls, Washington on Tuesday. And as we close the book on basketball, the Gazelles 1-1 will travel to Sioux Falls, Washington on Tuesday. We'll have coverage of both of those games on KYN-TV. I believe the Bucks will also be here on KYNT. Gazelles will be exclusively on KYN-TV on Tuesday. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to start discussing Bucks hockey and Yankton Gazelles gymnastics. Hockey has been off for a time, so not a lot to talk about. We'll give you an update on them, and then Yankton gymnastics had a duel earlier this week against Pierre. We're talking that when we come back. This is Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
Call Brendan Hansen and Brandon Tykrow or visit them at Suite 101B Morgan Square in Yankton.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury,
check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping,
chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Located on Summit Street across from the high school.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
Good news, my relatives are coming for Christmas, but not sure where to put them.
How about we put them in the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express?
Having family or friends over this holiday season? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Each hotel has clean, comfortable rooms, pool, and free breakfast. Call either hotel direct for great rates or flexible reservation changes.
Hey, why don't we stay there and they can have the house?
Funny.
Welcome back on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, presented to you by Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, discover the difference with ExplorersCU.com. Talking Bucks hockey and Yankton Gazelles gymnastics here. The Bucks 3-2 on the year after their loss to Rushmore in their last game, 4-0. They have not played since December 5th. Their December 6th game last Saturday, you might remember, pretty bad weather last Saturday. Did not end up getting played there. And the next game on the schedule is Friday, December 19th against Brandon Valley. And that's going to be the first true road game of the season for Yankton. They've been playing exclusively at home through their first 5 games. Now they go on the road to Brandon Valley on December 19th to take on the Ice Cats in Brandon. See if I can find what else is going on that weekend, because there will be 2 games next weekend. We'll see if I can get that for you here shortly on KYNT and KYN-TV. But first, let's talk Gazelles gymnastics. They fell in a close duel with Pierre on Monday, 133.2 to 132.95. For those doing math at home, that is a 0.25 point difference between the two teams. And that was in the state capital. It was on the road at Pierre. Yankton claimed 2 of the top 3 spots in the all-around competition, led by Berkeley Olson placing first overall, with Avery Portillo in third. Portillo did claim the only individual event victory for Yankton, as she tied for the top spot in the vault. So congratulations to Portillo there, tying for first in the vault, and then obviously finishing third in the all-around. Berkeley Olson first in the all-around for the Gazelles. Next up for Yankton Gymnastics is a home duel on December 18th against Harrisburg. And that's big for the Gazelles, as the Tigers are the defending state champions in Class AA. So that's going to be a tough one there for Yankton to kind of wrap up before the winter break. That big matchup with Harrisburg on the 18th, which for those wanting to keep track at home, that's this coming Thursday for the Yankton Gazelles gymnastics team. Going back to hockey for 1 second. Yankton also this weekend will travel to Huron for their second matchup with the Huron All-Stars. They defeated the All-Stars 10-1 earlier this year. That was actually their season opener. We had coverage of that on KYN TV. You can go back on our YouTube page and watch that if you'd like. looking at what's ahead for Yankton, they don't return home until January 30th when they host the Ice Cats in Yankton. And they come back on the 31st, host Watertown, and then on February 1st, host Brookings. We will have coverage of two of those games, the Watertown game and the Brookings game. We'll have coverage of on KYN TV exclusively for Watertown and Brookings for Yankton Bucks hockey. So there's your look ahead at Yankton hockey, but a lot of games in a row on the road here for the Bucks. Looks like 6 straight on the road. Got Brandon Valley, Huron, Sioux Falls West, Sioux Center, and then a pair of games against Oahe, which is out in the state capital in Pierre. So should be a fun stretch of games here for the Bucks. We'll see how they're looking when they come back home at the end of January. The Gazelles, like we mentioned, for gymnastics, come back home on Thursday, December 18th, to host the Huron Tigers in a duel. Going to go back to break here on KYNT and KYN TV. When we come back, we're talking Bucks and Gazelles wrestling. Busy week for them. They're out in Rapid City right now, big Rapid City Invitational, and you got a couple athletes, 1 Buck, 2 Gazelles, that could compete for championships in this Invitational. 3 total Yankton wrestlers in the semifinals of their weight classes. We'll talk that when we come back. This is Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN TV.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com. Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Moving is hard work. This is Deb Speck from Vision Real Estate, and I'd like to show you how I can make moving a little easier. From advice on staging your home, providing moving boxes, and the use of our enclosed courtesy trailer, to the behind-the-scenes social media marketing and attention to detail, you can rest easy knowing that you have an experienced professional working for you. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The holidays are approaching, and while you're busy planning family gatherings and other events, you may forget everything else. The Yankton Medical Clinic reminds you to use all remaining flex dollars before the end of the year. Whether you're due for a checkup, in need of a procedure, or burn yourself cooking that turkey, the physicians at the Yankton Medical Clinic are available to help. You spend all year planning your finances. Don't let your flex spending dollars go to waste. Call for an appointment today or visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN TV. Time to talk wrestling here on the station. We're going to start with Thursday's duel with Rapid City Stevens for the Bucks and Gazelles. Starting with the Bucks, they defeated the Raiders 48-26 in their duel. Griffin Bender at 106, Zane Portillo at 157, Chase Platt at 175, Corbin Saylor at 190, Peyton Eustace at 215, and Edley Amaro at 285, all won by pinfall in their matches. Evan Jackman at 138 and Max Eichenberger at 165 added decision victories for the Bucks, as once again they defeated Stevens on Thursday 48-26. As for the Gazelles on Thursday, they fell 45-24. That's mainly due to forfeit victories as the Gazelles split their 6 matches with the Raiders 3-3. Alexis Brayden at 120, Jacqueline Kite at 135, and Winry Yagi at 145, all won by pinfall for the Gazelles. Now, the big thing on the docket right now is the Rapid City Invitational, which started yesterday, concludes today at the Monument in Rapid City. For the Bucks, they scored 30.5 points as a team on the opening day of the Invitational. Edley Amaro has advanced to the semifinals in his weight class. He'll take on top-seeded Zoll Irian of Sturgis in the semis. Zane Portillo still active at 157 for the Bucks. He'll face Lincoln Wickstrom of Harding County today in the consolation 6th round. That tournament does conclude today. But Edley Amaro in the semifinals, taking on the top seed Zoll Irian out of Sturgis, but chance to bring home a big win for himself and for Yankton out in that tournament. Guaranteed a top 4 spot at this point in the semifinals. As for the Gazelles, they're tied for 15th as a team after day 1 of the Rapid City Invitational. 2 Gazelles advanced to the semifinals in their weight classes, Alexis Brayden at 120 and Winry Yagi at 145. Brayden will face Jasmine Rulis-Hertz of Bonham, Scotland, Avon, so that's another area team there as well, with a wrestler doing well in the tournament, while Yagi takes on Danny Grooms of Sheridan, Wyoming. Not so local for the Sheridan, Wyoming wrestler Danny Grooms, but I digress. So good luck to Alexis Brayden, Winry Yagi, and Edley Amaro as they look to advance to the finals at their weight classes today at the Rapid City Invitational. And good luck to Zane Portillo, still active at 157 on the Bucks side. He's in the consolation 6th round. The Gazelles got 2 wrestlers active in the consolation brackets as well. Chloe Catan at 115 and Jacqueline Kite at 135. Good luck to Bucks and Gazelles Wrestling as they wrap up the Rapid City Invitational today out of the Monument in Rapid City. Hopefully I can get an interview with Coach Yagi and Coach Coyle for next week's show to talk about not only this, but what lies ahead as the winter break is coming up here. And I guess this is a good time to also talk about our scheduling for around the winter break. We'll have a show next Saturday, the 20th, but then the 27th of December, weekend after Christmas, there will be no Huddling with the Herd. We'll come back on January 4th. So that's your little rundown of how we're going to navigate the holiday season here on Huddling with the Herd. But good luck to the Bucks and Gazelles. Edley Amaro on the boys' side, Winry Yagi and Alexis Brayden on the girls' side, looking to bring home big championships in their weight classes at the Rapid City Invitational. A lot of teams competing out there at these events. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have YHS Nation here on KYNT. YHS Nation obviously looking around the activities and events going on around Yankton High School outside of the athletic sphere. And we got a lot to talk about today for YHS Nation. So we'll have that coming up shortly here on KYNT and KYNTV. We're back after this break.
The other day, a customer came into the UPS store with a few special gifts she needed to ship for the holidays. As we were packing them securely, she asked if we could also help her design and print custom Christmas cards. The answer? Of course we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, for over 8 years, we've been helping customers with their holiday needs, from shipping gifts to creating personalized cards. Stop in today and let us make your holiday season easier.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Long day? Good day? Either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround 'em up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Ever have one of those days? Your car breaks down, your dog decides your couch is a chew toy, and oh yeah, a tree falls on your roof. Don't worry, Missouri River Associates has you covered. Auto, home, pet mishaps, we're here for all of life's little oops moments. Call 665-6885 for your free quote, because life happens, and we're ready for it.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptiMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptiMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome back here on KYNC and KYN-TV. It's time for Huddling with the Herd here on, or time for YHS Nation here on Huddling with the Herd. It's been time for Huddling with the Herd. I digress. It's time for YHS Nation here on Huddling with the Herd. It's your weekly look at the activities and events going on around Yankton High School. And action-packed today, not one, not two, three different things to talk about here for YHS Nation. So we're going to get right into it here on KYNT. This is this week's YHS Nation on Huddling with the Herd.
Today on YHS Nation, we have a number of fine arts concerts going on this week. Monday, it will be the YHS and Yankton Middle School vocal concert, and then the orchestra concert will be held on Thursday. So we'll have several segments on today's YHS Nation, including an interview with a Yankton High School student who will be holding a donation drive at both of those events. Let's start off with Scotty Borman with the Yankton School District Orchestra teacher and director, Drew Ohlendorf.
This is Scotty Borman for YHS Nation, and today I'm talking with Drew Ohlendorf, the orchestra director at YHS. How are you doing today, Drew?
I'm doing good. How about you, Scott?
I am excellent, even though the temperature has plummeted drastically. I understand we have a wonderful concert coming up with the orchestra. Why don't you tell us when and where that is going to be taking place, Drew?
So the wonderful ice that came on Thursday has kind of shifted our program a little bit. So the Lincoln Elementary concert is actually going to be the same night now. So we're going to share the theater with them. Their concert, I'll give a plug to them, starts at 6 o'clock, and the orchestra concert will start at 7:30 now, compared to 7 o'clock. So that will be a little bit of new information for everybody. 6th grade all the way through 12th grade, so middle school and high school. And we've got a lot of fun music planned for this concert. The 6th grade have about 3. The 7th, 8th graders have about 3 as well, and the high school have 4. And with these pieces that we've selected, and I say we because I like to include the kids on the process rather than here's what you're going to play because I like it. And so the kids really want to have fun for this concert. So each piece for each group has something festive or even a little bit silly, or even some winter classics like the high school will play It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, a song that's one of my favorites around Christmas time. So each group will bring something fun, something silly, and something that we all kind of know.
And that's going to be Thursday the 18th?
Yep, Thursday, December 18th at 7:30 now.
How much do the kids look forward to this in the various ages?
So the 6th graders, this is their first official concert. So last year they got a little snippet of what they would be doing in the next year. And so once I told them in the fall, like, hey, you guys get to do this on your own this year, they were like, wait, like we get to do that now? Oh, my gosh. And they would go home, tell mom and dad. And, of course, there's the ones that are kind of nervous. But, no, the 6th graders especially look forward to this kind of concert because, again, this is like their first moment of, hey, look at us. We're doing things on our own now, which is always really, really cool.
I'm assuming, is it in the Yankton High School theater?
Yes, so Lincoln's concert will be at 6 o'clock also in the theater. So as soon as they're done, we're going to take a quick, like, half an hour, 45-minute break to tear down some stuff, set up for the orchestra, and then the orchestra will kick it off at 7:30 in the theater as well at Yankton High School.
Anything else about what the orchestra has coming up, what they should know about the orchestra and the kids that you get to direct?
We have a lot of involvement this year, and we have a lot of fantastic students taking part in all-state orchestra, or we have some students that are in the Sioux City Symphony this year, and so many different things going on.
Quick little recap. Thursday, December 18th at the Yankton High School Theater, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you and all the students that are going to be performing. I think it should be an awesome, great show.
All right, thank you, Scotty. Scotty will return with us in a few minutes and talk to a YHS student, Ginger Lesher, who will be holding a fundraiser at the orchestra event, but will also be appearing at the chorus event that takes place on Monday. Let's find out more about that with Angela Larson, who talked to Jeff Erickson.
Concert time at the school, a winter choir concert. Who do we talk to? Angela Larson. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
All right. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so it's the Yankton Middle School Concert Choir and then the 3 high school performing choirs. So a lot of kids. We're going to have close to 200 singers, and it's going to be a lot of great songs.
What time does it start? How long does it last? And what's a part of the program?
Okay, so the concert's at 7. It'll start with the middle school choir, then you'll hear the freshman choir, then the concert choir, and then a cappella choir. And then all of the kids will come up on stage, and we're doing this big combined section of songs that are all themed around sleigh rides. So the tenors and basses are going to sing the song called Dashing Through the Slush. And it's kind of a play on Jingle Bells, but it's about how stressful Christmas is and like expensive and the shopping and the stress of that. And then the sopranos and altos are singing Take Me for a Sleigh Ride, which is this fun, cute little, like, she wants to go on a sleigh ride and cuddle and be cozy and all the things. And then we end with Sleigh Ride. So that's like a fun way to end it with all 200 squished up on stage. And I always love watching the middle school students the first time they hear themselves sing with all of the high school students, and their eyes get big and they're like, whoa.
We sound pretty good.
Yeah. So it's like a really cool experience for them to get to sing with like the big kids.
Things can really change year to year at that age from what group you're singing with, what range your voice is in.
Exactly.
Things change.
Yep, for sure. So along with this concert, also, we have every year a cookie walk.
Yes.
It's a fundraiser for the choir boosters who help support me in everything I do. And so before the concert at 6, the Commons will be open and people can come in. And if you don't know what a cookie walk is, it's like a bake sale, except you get to pick every individual item that goes in your box. And then you pay per pound. It's $8 a pound. And then they will close down for the concert, so like the parents running it can watch their children sing. And then after the concert, you can also go through and pick some goodies. And they're all homemade by the students.
I was going to ask, who's making all this?
All the students. And so I always encourage them, like, get together with their friends and have a little baking party. And yeah, they get pretty creative.
Angela Larson, best wishes in the concert.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with us.
All right, that concert is Monday evening. The cookie walk begins at 6. The concert begins at 7. There's actually more to that interview. Jeff finds out more about Angela, what's been going on at her house, and some things that are in the future for the Yankton Choir. You can hear the entire interview Monday morning at 7:40 on Totally Yankton. To conclude our YHS Nation program, a student in the district is holding a fundraiser as part of her Eagle Scout project that benefits the Contact Center. And one of the places she has chosen to fundraise is at Fine Art Events at the Yankton High School. Let's get the story from Scotty Borman.
So we're here with Ginger Lesher, who is demonstrating how charitable our community can be. And you have a fundraiser that you're working on right now. Is that right, Ginger?
Yes, I'm currently working on a fundraiser as a part of my Eagle Scout project for Scouting America.
Okay, why don't you give us some details? Who's it going to benefit? How can people help? Things like that.
The fundraiser I'm doing is for the Yankton Contact Center. I'm kind of raising money and connecting donations to be able to make winter weather kits for the Contact Center to hand out to people in situations with compromised heating or just living outdoors. And it's just kind of essentials that I think like would be useful if like you would have to stay outdoors like often or like in a place with not very much heat. They contain things like a thermal blanket, hand warmers, headlamp, rain ponchos. And then if people don't want to like go out and like buy donations to bring, they can always donate money. I have a GoFundMe and everything so that I can go purchase items if that's more convenient for people.
Great idea and very timely with how the weather's been recently.
Right, yep.
Are there any specific dates, times, anything like that that you are going to be actively out asking for donations, or how can people help?
Yep, so I will be collecting donations at the YHS Choir Concert, which is December 15th, and at the YHS Orchestra Concert, which is December 18th.
What else would you like to tell us about how this has been going so far and what you hope to be able to show everybody at the end of all this?
It's been going really well so far. I've already held a donation drive at the band concert and got quite a few monetary donations as well as a few physical donations. And I hope by the end of it, I can create a good amount of kits that'll hopefully keep the Yankton Contact Center like supplied with them for a while.
Okay, so Ginger, the best way for people to contact you if they want to help out, if they can't make it to either the concerts you're going to be at, how's the best way for them to contact you to help with this project?
Yep, they can reach me at my email, which is lesherginger@gmail.com, no capitalized letters, LESHERGINGER@gmail.com.
Okay, and as you heard in that interview, Ginger will be collecting both product and monetary donations at the high school, middle school choir concert, which is Monday evening at the YHS Theater, and the orchestra concert Thursday night. This has been YHS Nation. Thanks for joining us.
Big thanks to everybody on YHS Nation this week for talking about what's going on with the fine arts. Obviously, Drew Ollendorf with the orchestra concert later this week, Angela Larson with the choir concert on Monday, and also Ginger Lesher, obviously going for a good cause there, taking monetary and product donations at both of those concerts this week. Also, as you might have heard there at the end, you can reach out to her for more ways to donate at lesherginger@gmail.com. That is all lowercase as well. You want to reach out to her and figure out how to help out. That would be amazing. But this is going to be, that's going to do it, for another week of Huddling with the Herd on KYNT and KYN TV. Big thank you to Coach Savvy and Coach Muth for coming in. Good luck to all Yankton athletics this coming week. And big good luck, especially to the wrestling program today. I know they're out in Rapid City, a long way from home. I think it's their third straight day in Rapid City, fourth straight day in Rapid City. They actually left on Wednesday to beat some of these storms that started up. So it's been a long time away from home for the Bucks and Gazelles. Hopefully they bring back some good performances today. Obviously, Edley Amaro going for a potential championship. He's in the semifinals in his weight class. And then Winry Yagi is in the finals for her weight class, as well as Alexis Brendan on the Gazelles side. So good luck to all of them as they compete today. Chloe Catan, Jacqueline Kite, and Zane Portillo still active in the consolation brackets of their weight classes as well. But until next time here on Huddling with the Herd, go out and support the Bucks and Gazelles and Yankton Athletics and everything they do. That's going to do it for me this morning. We'll talk to you next Saturday here on Huddling with the Herd. Until then, stay safe, be good people, and have a great weekend, everybody. Stay warm with this weather. We'll talk at you later.